Hello! Today's daily message is brought to you by me and is all about making history. So, with global events, with big tragedies and emergencies on a global scale, you can't help but feel that you're living through history as it happens. So for those who lived through the wars, they were living through history as it was being written. For anyone who remembers 9/11, where were you when 9/11 happened? You're living through history. And I can't help but feel with the global scale of coronavirus, the amount of disruption it's causes and probably the amount of deaths it's going to cause, it's going to go down in history as one of the epidemics, the plagues. But, plagues and disease and sickness are nothing new. It's something that humanity has been dealing with ever since humanity's been dealing with humanity. And in fact, for the church, it's something that the church has been dealing with ever since it started. If you look back through history, you've got the Black Plague, for example. Martin Luther gave out, there's a proper little thing, you can read about it, all his kind of steps on how to deal with the Black Plague. And if you take it further back, in the 3rd century, there was a plague which ravaged the Roman Empire called the Cyprian Plague. Now, this one, I read an article on it just recently, and this was really interesting, because the Cyprian Plague was so severe that people were dying, in their thousands. Every day in the city of Rome, 5,000 people would be dying and being chucked out on the streets, no proper burials, because the disease was so severe. Now, in those times, people didn't really do looking after the sick, caring for the sick. And so, you chuck them out in the streets, bar up your house, make sure you're staying away from the plague. However, there was a radical new kind of sect of faith religious people called the Christians. And for them, looking after the sick was a big deal. And so during this plague, while everyone else was running away, they were the ones who were sticking it through and tackling it and making a big difference. Now, the difference that they made is phenomenal by signing up as nurses and caring for people. It said that they were heedless of any danger and they took charge of all the sick people there. But this was so effective to the point that there was a Roman emperor, there was a pagan emperor, who's not a fan of the Christians at all. A little bit later, he's gone down in history as saying how he was quite annoyed at how the Galileans are even caring for people that aren't Christians. Credit where it's due. Even the emperor clocked how good they were doing. There's a sociologist and demographer, smart guy, who said as well that the cities that had a Christian community in them, the death rate was half that of the cities that didn't have a Christian community in it. This is the difference that Christians can make through compassion and kindness in events like this. Now, coronavirus is going to go down in history. With the scale of it, it's probably going to be a GCSE history question in a few years to come. But now, wouldn't it be amazing that if in that history textbook there was a footnote at the bottom of the page that said the Christian witness during these times was unavoidable? Now, that's something that I would really hope for. And now, bear in mind, modern medicine, understanding how diseases work, going out and signing up to be nurses and just giving it a bash might not be the best idea these days. However, in the virtual age that we live in, there's so much that we can do to be compassionate and to provide to company and just checking in on people. So pick up your phones. Get on the internet, get on social media, check in with each other. Let's create community and let's be Christ to people in this new situation and see if we can't make history in how effective the Christian witness is in this current epidemic. I'm going to finish on a little Bible verse as well. So therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Let's not forget how to be Christians just because we're cooped up indoors. And now it's me done. What's the thing to say to end it? Hashtag
hearts open. No, hashtag clean hands open hearts.
Hashtag always look twice before crossing the road.